أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. We have been trying to concentrate on how we should have a comfortable heart, satisfied heart. That I'm confident about what I'm doing. I am confident about what I believe. Yeah, I'm not suspicious, some doubts. Although doubts are not really bad because doubts encourage us to investigate, because doubt comes, if you like, in quote unquote, naturally. It means our fitri way. That's how we are created. We don't produce doubt. Doubt is with us. But we may ignore it, we may accept it, we may acknowledge it, we may ignore it. That's up to us. But we have to be careful that the existence of doubt is very good. It is an encouragement for us to investigate the result. But if someone cannot overcome the doubt, it is a problem for him. How can we overcome the doubt? That's the problem, and the problem of our subject. We have been dealing with it for a couple of weeks. This is the third week, I think, or maybe fourth week. Okay. So all what we do in our discussions, look at the Quranic verses and how the Quranic verses direct us to overcome these doubts. So far, what we have learned, and we are going to study more. The Quran always says, if you want to confirm, and if you confirm what you believe really from your heart, your mind, your heart, your humanity will be satisfied with it, you have to look at the creation. How do we understand that? Sometimes explicitly say, some verses explicitly say that, look at the creation, many of them. But some of them implicitly say, how? By using the word, look at something or think about something, how it is made. How it is made. It means encouraging us to investigate what is going on in the universe. Why are we expected to study the universe, to investigate the universe? Not because the Quran is there or was revealed to us in order to encourage us to study the earth, the universe, and have become, I don't know, either physicists or chemists or biologists, whatever. No, it is not the purpose of the Quran. It doesn't mean that the Quran discourages us to study all this. No, the purpose of the Quran is to teach us why the things exist as they are. So the purpose of the Quran to help us connect with the creator of the universe. It means we cannot have belief not based on anything. Belief in God, believe in the other articles of faith, belief, lies in our observation of the universe and seeking the evidence from that and using this evidence in order to confirm what the Quran is calling to. The Quran is calling to us, look, this universe it has an owner. You are here on purpose. You have duty here. Do you do what? To educate yourself. How? And why? To educate yourself by studying the creation. Why? In order to fulfill the purpose of your existence. If we really deeply and seriously think about it, the purpose of our existence has nothing to do with improving the creation. Do we agree this? The purpose of our creation has nothing to do with adding to anything to the existing universe. What do we add? We cover the earth with asphalt and we make buildings on it. Is it an addition to the perfection of the order of this universe? It is just for our usage. Now, it is not adding anything to the creation to make it better. So why do we have to study the universe then? Ultimately, or somebody may say, no, we study the universe in order to get a good job, and these are our concerns. These concerns are, if you like, our selfish interpretation of our own life. Selfish interpretation. I have to be here and get money and eat this and that, and or do something else. You know, have a comfortable house, for example, and die in a comfortable house. That's what's our program. Our program is. But we have to think seriously what the purpose of my existence here is. Why do I exist? So do I have to live a miserable life? No. Do I have to aim at living a perfect life? No, it is not the purpose of life. None of them is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to get to know who your Lord is. Why are you here? Who sent you here? To introduce your Lord to your human qualities. So if you have a job, if you have a profession, utilize it, use it in order to know your Creator. Just use it as a means. The importance of this subject is we have to understand that we have to do something. Definitely we have to do. We are doing something. We have to do something. We are created with needs, but this creation with need is perfect through obtaining some means to satisfy our needs. What we do, we interact with the creation. We have to interact with the creation. While we are interacting with the creation, we are given the opportunity to get to know the qualities manifested in the creation. When you are hungry, you eat. I eat. I don't know about you, but I eat a lot. So when I'm hungry, I eat. So that seems to be some person may say, we are created to eat. We are here to eat. Some people may say, but some people may say, no. While I am eating, I have to acknowledge something. The treatment, because the creation is based on, by itself, we have to be careful here. By itself, creation has been based on particles which have no quality whatsoever themselves. So it is whatever happens in the universe, everything points to, in the universe, not to the substance that they are made of, to the qualities manifested in them. Are we manifested in them? Food is nothing. Food comes from the earth and some chemical reactions, but we cannot attribute these chemical reactions to particles, because particles cannot really make a plan or cannot really have any will or choice, or they don't know me, nothing. They cannot do anything by themselves. So the creation is so meaningful, so perfect to fulfill its purpose. there is no, we studied this, there is no crack in creation, which means
It's perfect.
creation is perfect. With what does it mean? The creation is perfect.
Consistent.
Sorry?
Consistent
Consistent with what? Good.
with the purpose that it points to the creation.
Yeah, it means the creation is taking place in a very perfect way with no exception, that every action takes place in this universe points to its creator only. There is no other option. We cannot say that this action happened by or organized or given existence by its particles, everything ultimate, it's particles, yeah? And the particles don't have any quality or choice, consciousness, nothing. So we cannot find anything in the universe which may have one exception, one exception. Sorry, I'm confusing the word. My one exception in this world, which says, no, I don't need anything else. I am self-sufficient by myself, and what I am doing is my action. Is there any? Has anybody shown this? That's why they say we are looking for the God particle. That means this, which is the source of its own existence. You find something which is the source of its own existence. Is it possible by definition? You don't have to go to the stars and galaxies in order to investigate this. No, any particle, anything in your hand is available for you. You can study that, and you can understand that every being is dependent on the creator of its being, everything. Because nothing in this world can sustain its existence. We have to understand that. It's there is a great theological discussion behind it. So it is very important, a very essential subject that we have to know. Nothing can sustain its existence. It is subject to change. It is subject to the order of the universe. And nothing in this world has an independent being saying that I can do anything I want. Nothing. There's no crack in the creation. No crack in the creation. Perfectly adjusted everything to the purpose of their own existence. So, creation is obvious in front of us. So the creator is always saying, if you want to make sure about your conviction in your belief in the creator, there is only one way, not to, one of them is spiritual experience, etc. There's only one way, which is consulting the witnessing of the creation. It is in front of you. You have been given the abilities to do that, and you can go and experience. You are not saying that I believe in something because they told me. I believe in something because in my religion it is told in this way, that if I don't believe, I will become an unbeliever and ultimately excommunicated, so that I will be alone in this world. No. It is within you. All the qualities within you enable you to confirm what you observe in the universe. Because in the universe, there is no exception. Everything points to its creator. We have to understand that if someone offers me or you a matter of belief, you have to say, I have to experience it here in this world. Show me your evidence. why Quran says now in many verses in the Quran says, look how we did it. That's why these verses, I call them in Arabic kaifa verses, and in English how, in quote unquote, how verses encourages me to study the universe and have a satisfaction of heart. There's only one way. You cannot dream and say that, oh, in my dream I saw something that it made me feel really comfortable. You say that, but at the end of the day, it is a dream and it is me who interpreted it. I cannot trust it. Can you trust your dream? Guaranteed. Can you? No, you can't. But the existence of dream is extremely important. But you can look at the existence of dream and see the sign that it cannot happen by itself accidentally. Right? It is happening within a perfectly adjusted, organized order. And it is subject to order. It doesn't happen independently by itself. If the brain works, go and ask the brain surgeons or brain doctors. You are, I don't know all of you with your profession, so you are a dentist. So is there anything happening by accident in the teeth, in any teeth? No. If it is not in the teeth, it cannot be in the mind. It's perfect. So let's read this verse, and after this short introduction and summary of the previous studies, somebody would like to read this?
ألم تر إلى ربك كيف مد الظل ثم ولو شاء لجعله ساكنا ثم جعلنا الشمس عليه دليلا.
So translation, anybody? No, no one. Okay.
Have you not seen how your Lord extends the shadow, and if he willed, he could have made it stationary. Then we made the sun for it, his work and indication.
What do we get from it? One aspect of our study is also to prepare us how to read the verse. What do we get from it? When you read this verse in Arabic or in original form and in translation, as far as the extraction of the meaning is concerned, really primarily the methodology is important, the language is not. It doesn't mean that they are equal, no. But primarily, I am saying, don't misunderstand. So what do you get from it? What does this verse tell me or tell you? Yeah.
That the order created is intentional, that he could have made shadows stationary, but he made them move or extend.
No. Who made them?
The Creator.
Yeah. Not, we go back to the main principles of reading the Quran. The Quran claims that I am the speech of God, the Creator. So it is up to God to tell me that I made it. It is not up to me to say that he made it. Do you understand the difference? We have to be very careful here. No, you don't understand. Okay. I understand why you don't understand. It's understandable because it is not usual. It is not the usual way of looking at it. We are used to imitating the Quran and saying that if Quran says so, must be true. But it is not the way that the Quran asks you to do that. Quran says, I am speaking to you as your Lord, as a guide. Guide to what? To investigate, understand that I am true. I am right. So you have to come back with confirmation, not imitation. If you say that, if someone says, I did something, if you say, okay, you did something, since you said so, you must have done it. We say, no, I need proof. If someone comes and tells you that I have these qualities and that qualities, what I say, okay, demonstrate it, show it to me. So when I see the result, I come back, oh, what you said is right. So we have to read the Quran how? In this way. How? Now, not saying he willed it. Now, we have to say very simple, read the verse in a reverse way. Would you like to say something? Yeah, you want to.
Do you have to confirm everything? What if you confirm yes and you confirm many parts of it that are important?
No, that is not our subject now, because I know where it goes. Because first we have to establish how to read it and understand this verse. This hit our target today. That in order to have a satisfied heart, we have to confirm what we think that my belief is correct. So Quran says, I am going to guide you, all right, guide me. He says, as it says here, why don't you look at how your Lord extends the shadow. What am I expected here? Is it my Lord extends the shadow? Or because of the movement of the globe of Earth? Which one? The globe of Earth rotates. And as it rotates, its position where you are, the place of where you are, your location, this location's position is changed. As it changes, sun is there, so it becomes this way, and your shade extends. But this text says it is God who did it. How can I believe in it? It says, okay, investigate that the thing, as you see, the sun cannot move by itself. It is asking us to pay attention to the motion in creation. In reality, the static universe is not important. It would mean nothing to me. Because I can say, if the universe was static, for a human mind, it would mean nothing. Do you understand that? No. If the universe was static, it would mean nothing to you. You wouldn't extract any meaning from it. Because it is static there. It happened to be by itself. I don't know how, but eternally is there. But what makes the human mind blow or wonder? The motion. The things are at motion, they are moving. How do they move? When they move in a certain way. They don't move arbitrarily. Do they have reason? I will go this way, not this way. The sun has a reason I will emit light, or it is made to emit light. Does the globe of Earth has a reason or an ability to make itself turn? They say, no, I cannot turn by myself. I am made turn. So as a result of considering or thinking about the motion, time dimension of existence, we conclude that these things, if you like, the particles, stupid, I was going to say, because they don't have no intelligence, no free will, they have nothing. But they are moving in a way that first they have to move. They have to move. No, the earth cannot say that, no, I'm not going to move anymore. I have been moving for, I don't know, they say 5 billion years. That's enough. I'm tired of it, man. No, I'm not going to do it anymore. No, it has no will. It has no knowledge. It is subject to something other than itself. Do you understand this? Do you think? It is subject to something other than itself. What is that? Because of the order of the universe, has its own unity, harmony, perfectness, the order of the universe, it is subject to order of the universe at the same time. Not only subject to time, subject to renovation, renewal in its existence, but it is subject to the order of the universe as well. So it says, look, I am here at the command of the creator, maker of this universe, whoever made it. And this maker, we have to understand this stage. We should never miss this stage. As we study the qualities manifested in the creation, we study in reality what? The qualities of the beings or their creator, because the things themselves say, I cannot be the source of this action. Because they are always in motion. They are always acting, moving. I cannot be the source or the agent of my actions. That's how the universe really proclaims the qualities of this maker. As the Quran says, everything proclaims the qualities, the perfect qualities of its maker. It is Lord, the creator. Do we get it? Or some people are tight. So we have to argue. Is it possible? Or can I say that the universe is moving by itself? Unconsciously. Is there anything in the universe moving unconsciously? Without being subject to rule of the order of the universe, whole universe. Is there anything that seems to be the source of its motion? Conscious? Any particle in the world, in the existence? So we have to pay attention to this. This verse is very important. It talks about the shadow, extension of the shadow, but we have to understand that the speaker here urges me to think of the continuous movement in the universe, changing. Is there any time that the shadow doesn't change? Any moment? Any? One, not second, a fraction of a second. Shadow doesn't change its position. Is there? Yes or no? Every time the shadow changes, which means the motion of the universe is constant, continuous, ceaseless. Is it right? No, it doesn't cease. What does it? How do you say?
Ceaseless.
Sorry?
Ceaseless.
Ceaseless. Ceaseless. It means no moment we can find in the universe which says I exist by myself and I am not subject to anything else. You cannot show one particle in one instant. I'm not subject to anything else. I subsist my own self. Why? It's the beauty of the motion in the universe. Nothing is static even for a second. Not second. Second is too long. For a fraction of a second. Everything that I am subject to, I cannot really say, I'm not going to move anymore. Even 1 second. No, 1 moment. On a moment. No. You see the beauty of the verse now? Look at the universe, pay attention to it, that everything is continuously at motion. And declaring that I cannot sustain, subside my own being. I'm subject to. Subject to what? Subject to what? Let's complete this and then you ask the question. Sorry? Subject to? Constant change. It's subject to a conscious, deliberate will that manipulates or really controls or gives existence to the universe. Everything. If everything is subject to change, so they cannot be their creators, but they exist. How do we, or how can we explain their existence? They exist and they say, I cannot create myself. If, it may be a little bit, it may need a little bit more attention. I cannot create myself. It means I am not the source of existence of myself. Be careful here. If something is not the source of its own existence, it cannot create itself. It means it is dependent. If I cannot create myself, can I create another thing? We have to think. I cannot create myself. Can I create anything, give existence to anything? If I was able to give existence to anything, which is logical contradiction, it means I should be able to give existence to myself. In order to give existence to myself, I should exist before I exist. Do you see the logical contradiction? That's what they say without really, some people say, or in certain theories, they attribute the existence of things to themselves. It is an obvious logical contradiction. It means the thing should exist and at the same time should not exist. Do you understand this logical fallacy? Did you get it?
Yeah, I get it, but I'm thinking we give existence to the Lord by itself, right?
No, don't go there now. Now, because we will define what dependent existence is and what it self-existent means. So while we are observing this universe, we observe and use our logic to understand. Okay? Let's establish this. The second stage, how about the one who gave existence to this? That's the logical conclusion. It is not observable experiential conclusion. We shouldn't confuse that. Yeah? So the first thing, if there is nothing, there is nothing self-existing in the universe that I observe, I experience. So how can I say that God is self-subsistent? Just a minute. Why do you go there? Because we have to establish first that in the universe, observable universe, there is nothing self-subsisting its own existence. Now, But they exist. But they exist. We have to be careful. But they exist. There is nothing in the universe which can create itself. But they exist. What requires? The one who gave existence to them should not be of the same nature of the created of the world. It means the one who gave existence to the things in this universe must be self-existent. Did I say him? No, my logical conclusion. That's called a priori conclusion. That's a logical conclusion. Do you get it? So, belief in God is the result of my logical experience of this universe, and that's my conclusion. There must be, look, the language is important. There must be a self-existent, self-subsistent creator who gave existence to this universe. He is not dependent. He is not subject to anything. He is the one who gave existence to this universe. There must exist such a thing. There must exist such a thing. Do we get it? This is logical necessary. If someone says, no, this logic doesn't work, I challenge. Come, let's talk. It's impossible to think other way because the things exist. And they cannot really subsist their own existence, and they are continuously subject to something else. And this being subject to something else is so much that the whole universe is subject to the same order. So the universe is existing is an order, shows that this integrity of the whole universe shows that it is the product of a self-subsisting, conscious creator who gave existence to them. And if it is self-subsistent, if it is self-existing, sustainer, self-sustaining exist, the one, it must be not of the nature of this universe. Again, don't forget, when we interpret something as it cannot be subject to something, or it is self-sustaining, it means it is not of the nature of this universe. What does it mean? It is not nature of this universe means la ilaha. There is no deity in the creation. There is no source of existence in the creation. There is no source of power or any will, anything to which will be able to give existence to anything. Nothing here. There is no God. It means this. There is no God in the universe. Necessarily, we have to define that the creator of the whole universe, including every part in it, must be undefinable in terms of this universe. Do we get it? Must be undefinable in terms of this universe. It means, what is undefinable in terms of this universe? Absolute. Can you define absolute in terms of this universe? Now the mathematician professor is here. We got approved from him. You cannot, no one can really define the absolute in terms of this universe. That's why we say the creator must be absolute. It means cannot be describable within the conditions of this universe.
But what about the names?
You cannot, again. You cannot describe so you understand the nature of its existence cannot be describable. But how we get to the names of God, it means when you study the universe, you understand that there are some qualities manifesting here. Do you see that there is an accident in the universe? Remember, you may have a traffic accident, but it's not the accident in existence. So it is not accidental. It exists within the order. Yeah. So if you are not driving a car sitting here, you cannot have a car accident. It doesn't happen accidentally. So you have to go there. You didn't know. It doesn't mean that the existence of this event is accidental. You didn't know. Otherwise, you wouldn't go there. So obvious. So there is nothing accidental in this universe. So what we say, everything is consciously, deliberately organized. Let's say a perfect order. So this shows that this absolute being is the one who created this or creates this order. So he is the orderer. That's my conclusion. He must be the orderer. He must be the one who prepared everything for me or for the other creatures, beings. He must be the one who organized everything. He must be the one who gives motion to everything. He must be the one who is really teaching me who the maker is, who himself is. Guide. He is the guide. He is the Lord. He is the sustainer. He is the organizer. Yeah, he is the one who sustains the existence of this universe. These names, brother asked this question, but I know historical background of it. People say that, we can describe God by his names. That is a simple rhetoric. That is correct, but not in order to really convince yourself about the root of the cause of existence of this universe. We are talking, how I can have a satisfied heart about believing in what is unknown to me? How can I know that? I've never seen God. I've never seen anybody who says that I saw God. Yeah? Even Moses in the Quranic tradition, if someone is familiar with it, so they wanted to see God, they said, no. The very famous, Lantarani, you never will be able to see me. It means no one, even the one who spoke to God, saw God. So how can we believe? No one had any experience at all. Believe in the existence of the Creator. Right? How can I believe that? And you said, you can believe in me. Look at the mountain. Again, look at the mountain. God showed his qualities, demonstrated his qualities on the mountain, and mountain crumbled down, which means motion. Motion. Look at the motion. Out of the motion, you see plants are coming, animals are created, new stars are coming into existence as a result of motion. The motion is the most striking evidence to anybody who's looking for what his existence or her existence means for him. If you look at what does it mean that I exist? Why do I exist here? Very simple question. Look at the motion. Somebody wanted to ask a question. Do you think it's too late now? Somebody wanted. Okay, if it is not too late, I'm sorry.
No, it's not too late. You're describing the motion.
Yeah.
But isn't it also the consistency of it?
Yeah.
That where you really see the order?
Yep.
You gave us an example that the Earth can't decide to stop rotating or rotate the other way.
Yep.
So we see not only the motion, but that there are rules.
Everything, not the order. In reality, motion is the source of acknowledging all attributes of God. Static universe doesn't mean anything. We have to understand. Well, if somebody wonders, is it the idea that I made up? No. And I'm learning from others. So there is an hadith. Yeah. Says God is time. أنا الدهر. Have you heard this hadith? God is time. أنا الدهر. دهر. Yeah. What does it mean? There's an interesting hadith. Very, very vivid. I would say, come on, it is, for an 7th century man will dare say that God is time. Come on, man. Everyone will say you are crazy. But he said God describes himself as such. It means when we look at the Quran, in the Quran, all the motions that are mentioned, the famous ones, you keep hearing that the stages that the fetus is subject to in the mother's womb, and what else? They keep giving this example as a miracle of the Quran. That's not a very strong claim, anyways. But what else? For example, keeping the oceans separate from each other, the salty ones and pure water. These are all. Look at the moon. Look at the sun. Yeah, and look at the movement of night into day, and the daylight into night. So it means يولج الليل والنهار ويولج النهار في الليل. So he really combines the night into day, and how there is another word, makes the day into. There is a translation, typical translation. I don't remember the word. If somebody puts into, merges night into, it means again. Sorry? Motion. Continuous motion. Never stops. Everything, if you look at the Quranic guidance, as if all these things, even when I remember now, although it's not our subject, look at the mountains. They move, Quran says. Although they seem to be stable, but their movement is so slow that you don't really even notice. They move. But we know that the earth moves anyways. But they move. They are all giving importance or showing importance to showing importance that we have to pay attention to motion. So look at yourself. Don't say that I exist today. Take a picture, and that's how I am today. Tomorrow you are different. What are we expected to do here? Who made me change? What made me change? Yeah, what made me change? Do you understand? That's why we have to question our own existence. We have to question that, look, some people are losing their hair, some people are becoming gray hair, some people tries to dye it and don't show.
There is also the dependence of one creation on another. Because if there were no sun, how would we even know that shadows exist?
Yeah.
So with the creation of the sun, it makes it possible for us to see the extensions of the shadows, from one angle to the next,
Yeah.
in a sort of like a cycle that always keeps moving.
So thank you. We have to be careful. There is a dependence between the things. They are not the source of their own dependence. For example, the shadow doesn't say that, I have to I have to obey the position of the sun. But it is a sign that in these motions, in these dependence, there is a perfect organization, there is a perfect control, and everything is consciously arranged.
Well, that is to say that nothing exists isolated from other
Impossible. Impossible. You cannot, in reality, those people who are familiar with physics, you cannot take even one particle and study it independently from the rest of the universe. Impossible. Impossible. So all this interdependence of the existence of the things shows that a deliberate, conscious will is organizing everything. That's why we say there must be we call it God. Yeah, and a self-subsistent, self-sustaining, absolute being who is conscious. Now, that we have to be very, very comfortable about it. Yep, I think you want to say.
Yeah, I had a hard time in the last few weeks understanding how your heart can be satisfied, because the examples we were looking at before were, for example, the example of Abraham and how he asked to see how God resurrects the dead, or the example of the man when he slept and woke up and found, years have passed. For me, that was very outlandish because you can't see that, you can't experience it in that way. But to tie this verse to that topic, what we're actually saying is that you can get satisfaction in your heart from something as simple as just looking at a shadow.
Yes, yeah. But in that particular verse we studied was about resurrection, and the example given by God, again, experience something within this universe. Get a familiarity or make some birds with you and throw them and call them. It means, look, the one who creates something can recreate it easily because your reasoning, we studied that, your understanding, according to your understanding, if I make this, podium, and the second podium I make will be more difficult or easier for me. Yeah, that is my conception. The Quran speaks to the capacity of the audience or reader's power of conception. So according to you, you cannot say that the one who makes one thing, it will be more difficult for this one to do the same thing again. That's your capacity is invited to make reasoning. So how can I say that the creator of this universe or my creator really cannot recreate me? Although I experience that every moment, every day, I am being given a new existence, slightly different from yesterday. Slightly different from yesterday.
So we're constantly being resurrected.
Yep. Yeah. That's a very interesting conclusion. We are constantly being resurrected. Why bother about the apparent death? But you are not going to do it now. Not the doctors are going to do it, but your creator says, I'm going to do it. You say, oh, my creator can. Obvious. He's doing it. I'm experiencing it. Yeah. Why should I say that it is impossible? Because the first, it comes to our mind that it is, after I die and everything is destroyed, how can I become again? But you were nothing and you exist now. So we shouldn't make it into a legendary story, or some people say God showed them there in the example. Maybe some other people know as well. God showed them that their donkey, recreate them in front of them, and then a donkey started. It's possible. No, it is an example. You look at them, examine their existence, look at how they exist, so you can get the result from it, or you can conclude that the one who creates this can easily do that. There's no, for human reasoning, there's no way to deny that or to go against this idea or reject this idea of resurrection, because your resurrection is going to be done by your Creator. Very simple. Because He gave me the sense, that's what obvious, that I don't want to go into annihilation, complete non-existence. Yeah? So this sense is given to me by my Maker, whoever made me. It's so simple. So since He gave me this sense, I take it, my Maker is promising me, giving me the news that He's going to resurrect. He is not going to give an end to my existence. All right? Why not? Here I am. My existence proves that.
Does life flow into death and into life just as day moves into night and then night back into day?
Yeah. So you said life flows into death. In reality, I would say death itself is another kind of creation, which is another kind of life. Yeah, if someone sleeps, can you say that it is dead? He's dead, she's dead? No, it's another kind of life. So the one who demonstrates so many different kinds of life, the life of animals, life of plants, life of it's some people, those people who study materials, inanimate beings, they say the matter itself is alive. There continues to moving. No, nothing we said, nothing is static. Okay. Shall we? Do we have any question about this? So we made the sound for it an indication. When the Quran says, when Quran speaks like this, we made it. It is an invitation for human beings, for the readers. Go and investigate. You will not find any agent who can do that. Only the one who is absolute creator of the universe. Get it? We cannot say, God says so, it must be so. No. It is an invitation for us. Go and investigate. Can you find any other source, any other agent, any other factor, cause to make the shadow extend? We have to read the Quran most of the time, with some small exceptions, very small exceptions, 5% or something, from reverse side. God speaks to me, I listen, and what is suggested to me, what it offers to me, I have to say, this is a command or demand to investigate this matter. Yeah, if God says, I created all human beings, what does it mean? In the Quran, in the language of the Creator, what does it mean? Any? I created all human beings. What does it mean? Yeah. Now read. This is the, خلق الإنسان. That's what the Quran says, really. I mean, it coincided the example. So there's an explicit statement in the Quran says, God created human beings. Okay. What does it mean?
He created life.
Yeah, okay.
I should start investigating.
Just let's,
That the source of our existence is God, like it's not that our parents created us.
okay. What does it mean for me? How should I read it? Because I cannot imitate the Quran, we said. We have to do what?
You have to think, okay, where did I come from?
So, yeah.
Logically,
So,
where did I
yeah,
come from?
investigate.
Where did my parents come from? It all goes back to where?
So-
How did the first man come from? Where you come from?
Well, no, what the first man, your existence right now.
Okay, but
Can you attribute your existence right now to anything other than the absolute creator of the universe? Or first, we have to repeat again and again and again. The Quranic, if you summarize the whole Quran and put it into one phrase, what is it? La ilaha illallah. That is the methodology how we should read the Quran. When God says, I created the human beings, it means there is no creator in the universe. There is no cause of the existence of human beings in the universe. I challenge you, you cannot find it. Because there is not. And you have to conclude that the creator of the universe must of necessity the absolute creator of the universe. Or I said this sentence started wrongly. The creator of human beings must of necessity be the creator of the absolute, only absolute creator of the universe. You cannot attribute it anywhere. It is a challenging, if you like, or invitation to think. Don't say that God said that I created human beings. No, God created the human beings. It is neither belief, no conviction, nor satisfaction. It is just meaningless repetition, imitation. It's not belief. You cannot believe if you are not convinced. If you are not convinced, you cannot have satisfied heart, comfortable, peaceful heart. You have said, oh, you know, they say this one, that, but you know, I'm not really satisfied how it happens. That's not belief. Okay. We had enough, huh? We can study one more. Let's see. If you don't have any question, we can move to this. Would you like to read it?
Well, before I read that.
So
just
we are
wanted
going
to
back.
say-
Huh?
No.
Okay.
Existence of human beings cannot be isolated or independent of the creation of the universe,
Whole universe.
the whole universe.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can read that.
Okay. So let's read the original language first, because original language is really rich. So those people who are familiar with Arabic language, let them enjoy the beauty of the language. I really love it. So I want my experience, my joy, to share with others who know it. So, okay, somebody wanted to read? Okay, here.
أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج.
Yeah, you can read English now.
Do they not look at the sky above them? How we have made it and adorned it, and there are no flaws in it.
Yeah, fruit, flaws, or crack in it. So what again, we studied the flow side of it. So let's repeat or apply our methodology in reading the Quran. Do they not look at the sky above them? It means look at the sky. Huh? So we have made it. Okay, we have made it. What does it mean? It is a claim from the speaker that, watch out, it is me who made it, which means challenging. say, you cannot find any other source than me, the absolute being, who can create or be the source of existence of the sky. Nothing. So we have to say, okay, I have to look at the sky and try to find out the source of its own existence. It is, again, subject to continuous change and a perfect motion, and as Eugene insists on, it is in a harmonious, integrated, perfectly arranged order. So if a source of existence of something, a cell, is made by the creator of the universe, how about the other cell? We discussed this before, but I will repeat again. We don't have to investigate the whole universe if there is anything which may be the cause of existence of this universe within the universe. Why? We don't. Have you been to galaxies, for example? No. How do you know that there may be some things there? Maybe the source of existence of something. This universe, it consists of particles, and every particle cannot have any quality which may be reason or cause of its own existence. So anything in this universe cannot be the source of its own existence, as long as it is in the universe. As long as it is in the universe. So I don't have to go there. One particle, I study one particle and find out that it cannot give existence to itself. It is impossible. It's illogical.
How do you know there aren't other particles that don't exist in this galaxy but may exist in some other galaxy?
Yeah, you don't have to, because anything within this universe, the whole total order of the universe is so dependent on each other. We don't have to look at the whole universe, investigate the whole universe. Study one particle is enough for you to conclude that, let's put that a little bit academic language, that which cannot be the source of its own existence cannot be the creator of itself. Because anything within this universe, we know that they cannot be the creator of themselves because they exist, and their existence is dependent. So even the galaxies, we know that the galaxies are subject to the order of the galaxy itself. It is parts also subject to the order itself. They are subject to something other than themselves. So there is no need to go anywhere. If you see one tree, and if you are convinced that this tree cannot make itself, okay, you can say, but there is a tree in another world which is making itself every second. You must be joking. Anything within this universe is subject to the same order of existence.
How do you know?
Yep.
How do you know?
Based on your observation.
You're facing, look at yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
There's a universe beyond me.
Okay, if your existence needs an absolute creator that we studied earlier at the beginning of today's discussion, absolute creator, and only the one who can create you must be the one who is absolute. So no one can escape the absolute, because nothing can be apart from the absolute. Because anything, any conclusion we reach, as far as the existence of the things are concerned within the universe, any conclusion must be universal conclusion. Because what are we doing here? We are not making an analogy between two equal beings. Equal beings, it's subject to something else. Equal being. For example, I am subject to something else, not myself, and these glasses also are subject to something else. They cannot make themselves. I cannot make I cannot make myself. This cannot make itself. So what I am doing here, I am not making a comparison between two elements of the same universe. I am making a comparison between the source of existence of me and concluding that it must be absolute. So when I reach the absolute, the problem is solved. There is absolute creator. No one can escape absolute creator. I don't have to investigate. Nothing can escape absolute creator. Here is the mathematician. Is there any number which escapes infinite number? Infinity? Yeah? But this means what? It was no. No? So you don't have to say, for example, I am asking Nader. Now, can one escape the absolute?
What does that
No.
mean? What does it mean?
It means can be out of absolute, has an independent being, apart from the under the content of
Umbrella?
content of absolute. So if I say, can two be not subject to the absolute or not in the absolute? Can two or three may escape it? Do you understand this? Cannot be a part of absolute and in the absolute. It means can absolute not include in it a number? What do you think? You think it means my question is not clear. Can any number, let's establish this, and then I'll come to you. Can any number escape or be not included in the infinite?
No.
Somebody said no. Yeah, we are not talking about this infinite numbers in the universe. Yeah, we are talking about really absolute, real absolute. So there are different infinites in mathematics, 2, 3, 4 types of infinite. So it is mathematical terminology, but I'm talking about the absolute. It means the source of existence of anything. That's absolute. So there is, if number one or number two cannot be out of absolute, infinite, number 700 cannot be either. Number 1 billion cannot be either. Whatever the number you use, because absolute means not of the nature of numbers, and all numbers is in the absolute. So you don't have to count the numbers. That's what I'm saying.
No, but you just said that they're not even of the same nature.
Which one? Of course, not same nature.
So how can you even say that they're?
That's a logical conclusion. Absolute is a logical conclusion. Absolute is your conclusion. Absolute is your conclusion. We are going back to the beginning.
That each number is part of the absolute.
No, cannot escape the absolute. It
I don't
means,
understand what this escape means.
okay. You cannot say that absolute cannot cover this number. It is too big for it to cover. Do you get it? Do you get it? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So you cannot say that one particle in some other galaxies, the absolute creator, an absolute creator cannot really have it. If you like, this particle belongs to that absolute, coming from that absolute. It means I cannot explain the existence of anything in this world if I don't ascribe it to an absolute source in this world. So this verse, there is no flaws in it. It means, we studied that at the beginning of today's discussion, there is no flaws in it means there is no exception that you can find in the existence of heavens, so that you will say, yes, I concluded something, but this is an exception. It exists by itself. But, you know, we have to be careful here. Now, watch out. If something, if someone claims that a thing in this universe, exists by itself, is logically inconsistent. Do you remember the beginning of today? So there is no need. You know, this logical conclusions, which are called, again, the how do you say, natural human mind conclusions, a priori conclusions, do not depend on your experience. That is a logical conclusion. Don't depend on your conclusion, on your experience. So you don't have to go to another place to experience that. Because when I say this particle needs an absolute creator, it is not as a result of my experience. It is the result of my logical conclusion. It doesn't mean that, oh, you know, there was a carpenter here, he was repairing the podium, so I know that it's made by this carpenter. It is a result of your experience. But logical conclusions, you do nothing, just logically think, can a thing be the source of its own existence?
But that logic may be valid here, but maybe there's another part of the universe where it's not valid.
So let me put it in a very simple way. If you say that the existence of a thing here needs an absolute creator, yeah, that explains the source of existence of everything, because nothing can escape the absolute creator. Because if there was a creator within the universe, it would be able to create itself. And we don't see any sign of it in any part. Yep.
Just wanted to add on, perhaps to help me understand better as well. So my observation is just confined to the platform I'm in. Meaning, let's say
Platform?
the platform I'm in.
Got it.
For example, I'm in this classroom, so what I observe is just gonna be based on my observation. Once I go outside, I'm gonna extend my observation, and based on how I interact with the universe, I'm gonna conclude more about the absoluteness of the creator.
Interconnectedness of everything, but at the same time interdependence of everything, as Brother Eugene was emphasizing on it. We understand that the universe is a whole. It's a whole. Yeah. So do we? Are we okay, or shall we study one more? No, I think the time is tiring, huh? So do you think we had enough today? Right or wrong? Okay, we can carry on, inshallah, next week. Thank you. If you have any questions, okay.
Just one quick question about, I feel like you don't accept dreams, yeah, as a.
Sorry?
You don't accept dreams as a contemplating in this world, you know, like. Because I see you were having problem with the dreams, you know.
Why am I having any problem with anything? I don't have any problem with
You
anything.
said that we can't have a dream and
You can't have a dream.
no,
No.
like we can't use dream as an inspiration or
We cannot try our interpretation of the dream as the absolute truth. That's my interpretation of it. We cannot try, we cannot rely or trust on it. That's my interpretation, subject to me. Okay, so dreams cannot be the source of truth. But you can take lesson from the stars, from the animals, from other human beings, and from the air you breathe in. That's another sign. That's another sign.
in Sufism kind of it is really important. Like
Sorry?
in Sufism, like I heard from so many people they were telling that we cannot only get our knowledge from the dead people. We are supposed to meet sometimes with people.
From what people?
Like that, you know, we read the literature, this literature, you know, we receive from lots of people, they wrote about the, you know, about the hadith, about the Qur'an. In Sufism, kind of, we read the Quran, we constantly read Quran, but also we believe in because of, for us, like for the Sufi people, they don't, there is no death really. They just transform from this world to another world.
Okay.
And that's why when someone dies, they bury them in the Sufi lodge because we think they are not separate from us. And
So what? With everything, but why do you look at that dead body person? Why don't you look at the earth itself? It is a sign too. Why do you make a difference in a particular case? We are just looking at the creation as it is and trying to understand the source of existence of this creation. Whatever it is, it may be a man, it may be a dead body, it may be a piece of stone, or it may be a living person, it may be somebody speaking to you. We are talking or trying to understand the source of existence of any event that we are interacting here, experiencing here. So no one is really making any exception. It is another experience. You see an experience, you hear an experience, you dream is an experience, you sleep is an experience, you think is an experience, yeah, you drink water is an experience. All they are experience. We have to use them as signs to their creator. Okay. We the deadline. We hit the deadline. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amen. Thank you. And shall I see you next Saturday and Wednesday?